Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We are 60 degrees and almost time for me to get out fishing. I got some friends that have already been out on open water. I was going to try to do some ice fishing this weekend, but the ice is not safe at all. In some areas there is no ice at all. So we're working on the boat this weekend. Got a pair of new Lithium 12.8 volt 100 amp hour batteries. They are smart batteries. So I have an app so I can track the charge on them, and to be honest, I already charged both batteries. Make sure they're in perfect condition, they're balanced, ready to go. For my Makoto Terrova 80 pound 24 volt trolling motor, I did get the 14.6 volt 10 amp 2-bank charger, so I can charge both batteries, and it's a marine charger, so it is waterproof and ready to go. I have to take out my old battery trays inside the boat here. I got rid of the old batteries and getting rid of the old charger tomorrow. Someone's coming to buy it. And I got new Attwood, a pair of them, battery trays for these batteries, which I'll mount in the boat. And got a Red Wolf circuit breaker. It's a 60 amp breaker that I'll attach to the trolling motor. So just in case something weird happens, we're protected. And these batteries do go into protection mode on their own as well. So it's all foreign to me, but I'm learning as we go. But yeah, I got everything ready to go. I got a new jumper so I could jump from one battery to the other. So I'm going all legit. I'm not doing any cobble job stuff on these. I'm putting them in exactly how they're meant to be. So, but yeah, hang out. We're gonna install them. We're not gonna do a long dragged out video. I'll just do parts of it and show you parts of it and until we get to the end. Each leg on the charger does have a fuse, and I got the pair of fuses that go with it. I got all the mounting hardware to go with the charger so you can mount it in the boat, and I got all the screws and everything for the new batteries. And yeah, they recommend that you charge both of them and that they get balanced, which it shows in the app they are balanced. Both of them are at, I think, 13.4 volts. And yeah, it's neat that I can pull out my phone and just take a glance, look at the batteries, and be ready to go. So, but let's get to it. Let's get some tools and start working. It's already 5:30, so I can only do a little bit, but we're gonna get started on this and yeah, get these installed. Okay, first thing we gotta do is remove the old battery trays. Hopefully my drill reaches in here. Okay, there's one. There we go. Okay, now we just have to vacuum all that out, clean it up, and get ready to install the new batteries. Okay, now these are my leads to the trolling motor, and what I'm going to do, I'll clean up this end a little bit, but I'm going to cut this one off and put a new end on it, just to make it, I don't know if that'll fit. Let's see if that'll even fit on here. This is the breaker. And will that fit? Nope, that won't fit. So we'll put a new end on here and make sure it fits the breaker before we mount the charger and the breaker. Okay, I'm gonna just sand these connections so they're nice and fresh. And then when I hook them up, I'll put a little bit of grease on them too. It's positive, negative. The negative one I'm not gonna change. I'm just gonna clean it up. Because if you have bad connections, they are the worst for batteries. Sorry the sun's on my back, but that's the way it is right now. Okay, them are all cleaned up. Now we have to figure out where we're going to put the batteries. Have an idea, but I have to figure out which direction I want to put them yet. Okay. So this fits right in there, nice and snug. So I can plug in the charger anytime. Now we have to put this piece back on. Make sure the plug is still fine, and that's good. It's all lined up. Now we gotta line up the holes here for the cap. Put them down. I don't want to put these down too tight because you don't want to strip them. I can always use longer screws, but there you go. So I just plug in the charger, just have to bring an extension cord out, plug it in, good to go. So now we have to figure out where I want to put the charger underneath the deck. Okay, we got the battery charger mounted here. Wanted it facing this direction so I can see the LEDs when I'm charging it. And yeah, I think we're gonna mount the battery trays kind of the same direction as the original ones. Just seems to work better that way. So I'll put a little gap in between the two of them, and yeah, so battery trays will be right down here. I think the breaker I'm gonna mount over here on the other side, and that way it is out of the way but still easily accessible. And it is a waterproof breaker, 60 amp ignition it says, but that's what you want to have for this. And so it pops, that little lever comes out, close, and you're ready to go. So let's get this mounted up next. Okay, I got the breaker mounted right here, easy access. In case something bumps into it and trips it, it'd be easy to reach. So now we'll hook this wire up to there, run a wire from here to the batteries. We'll get the battery trays mounted, and then hopefully get this project finished up. Okay, then I am going to put a little lithium grease on here. Doesn't hurt to protect your connections. Okay, we got the trays all mounted, and one thing I have to say is the trays, let me find the package. The Attwood heavy duty battery trays, 2931. You can get them different sizes for your particular batteries. They do not come with the hardware to mount them to your floor, so you have to provide your own screws and stuff. So, but I make sure I use stainless marine grade, and them are in there pretty tight. So now let's get the batteries going. Okay, I didn't want to bore you with all the moving around, but I ended up putting the battery charger on this side because I needed room for the battery over here. The battery trays I ended up having to move over a little farther. Then I ended up having to move the breaker as well. So everything got shifted around a little bit, still in the same basic places, but everything got moved around. So now all that's left is to hook up the batteries and see if we have power. Okay, I do recommend these caps that come shipped with the battery. Them caps, leave them on the batteries when you're installing them, so that way you prevent the chance of short-circuiting anything. So got both batteries mounted, both trays are in. Like I said, I had to do moving around, so now we just have to hook everything up. Okay, this is the negative, which I have to run over to our side here, if I can get a hold of it. We'll run that to this side. This is our positive, even though it's a black cable. It's going to go here. And then we're going to use our other jumper, wherever it is, right up here. Our other jumper, go from this negative to that positive. Then we should have 24 volts. Okay, with the batteries, you do get all the hardware, to mount them. So there's our nuts. Then comes with caps that you can put over the top. So let's get this negative one hooked up. There we go, nice and tight. Now I can take this plastic cap and put that over that. And I'm still going to use my cover here since it's on the wire. We'll put that over like that. Now we move on to the jumper. Okay, on all my connections, I am using a marine heat shrink tubing. The marine heat shrink has a kind of glue on the inside, and it seals everything. So the least amount of metal showing, the safer it's going to be. So just use a lighter to heat that up, shrink it, flip it over, do the same thing. A little breeze today, so it's kind of hard to keep things going here. But I don't feel like getting my heat gun out, so. But we get that all shrunk up. That way the connections are as safe as you possibly can have them. Okay, before I screw the wire down, I'm going to run it. So you got positive coming from the breaker to the trolling motor. And I got negative on this battery going to the trolling motor. I'm going to do negative to positive on this one. And I believe that's going to be correct. We got Patty coming out right now. I'm going to run this wire underneath first, line it up, then I'll bolt it down. Okay, I did put grease on all my connections. Whether that makes a difference on lithium batteries, you tell me. I have no idea. That's tight. That's tight. Okay, now we have the multimeter hooked up. Go positive on this battery, negative on this battery. We go 25.6 volts. That is all good. That's going to be our 24 volts. Now we can plug in the control motor and test that and see if that's working correctly. Okay, it's kind of hard to do a full test on this boat when it's on the trailer because of the spare tire and stuff. But let's check and see if the propeller turns. Yep, there it goes. Go full speed. That's moving. So I don't know if I'll be able to turn it or not. Yep. Yep, and I can do turns. So everything seems to be working correctly. Okay, then I was telling you about the Lithium app. Brings up both my batteries. Connects to Bluetooth. Let's click on that one. Shows 99%. Shows that it's balanced. Shows that it's normal. And the BMS shows it's normal. And it shows 13.4 volts. I got 99 amp hour capacity. And then I can switch back to the other one. I just have to tap that one. And that connects to Bluetooth. Then I can bring that one up. It shows 99% capacity. And again, it is balanced. Come on. Shows the cells are normal. BMS normal. And that is showing that I got the 13.4 volts. So both batteries are great. I'll put up screenshots as well of the app. But yeah, I can check my batteries anytime I want while I'm on the water. Okay, we got the charger all hooked up. Charger's in place. That battery's in place. This battery's in place. Got the breaker hooked up. And the trolling motor is working flawlessly. So, now we just have to get back on the water. And yeah, still got to hook up the fish finders. I would like to get one more battery just to run my electronics. But that'll have to be down the road yet. But anyway, this is all installed. Well, thanks for following along. And it's gotten really windy out here, but it is 70 degrees, which is awesome. But I hope you enjoyed the Lithium battery install. I'm running 2 of the 12.4 volt 100 amp hour batteries for this 24 volt Terrova trolling motor. Everything's checking out fine. Trolling motor works great. It's going to be very efficient. So I just have to get one more battery for the my electronics. So they're at 100% peak efficiency as well. This is not a sponsored video. I did buy the batteries on my own, bought the charger on my own, bought the breaker, everything I paid for on my own. But it's about time I switched to Lithium, and yeah, I'm looking forward to using them. But hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
I wasn't in with the in crowd, just a number in a small town. You know that hip popularity list? Well, I was like, wait,